Since you guys all love the Venus videos so much, I decided to get it on and start a Mars series for you because Mars is also a really exciting planet. Especially because Mars and Venus are kind of a couple. You know, Mars is about sexuality and our drive and our energy, and Venus is about our romance and our more soft, feminine, emotional side. So now we're gonna look into the more rough, masculine side of our love life and check out what your Mars says about you. And in my videos, I'm gonna be looking at 4 aspects of Mars. The first aspect is the actual physical energy, because that's also what Mars means. So Mars tells us how much energy we have, like how much energy does our body produce, because not everybody wakes up with the same amount of energy at the beginning of the day. We wish it was like that, but we actually know it's not. So that's the first aspect, physical energy in sports. Second energy of Mars is the how we do things, the doing, the action. So when we have a goal, how do we go on about getting there? This is also something that Mars tells us, like how do you do things you do? What is your way of doing? The third aspect of Mars is conflict. How do you handle conflict? How do you fight? Do you fight at all? And the last aspect is sexuality, of course. What do you like? What do you not like? What attracts you? What doesn't attract you? Because what's very important to distinguish, and all astrologers learn that and know that, is that Mars and Venus are not the same thing. So love and sex are not the same thing for most humans, unless you maybe have a conjunction of Venus and Mars, so that's kind of the same for you. But normally people who have sexuality and romance in different signs, i.e. Mars and Venus in different signs, they just feel emotionally attracted to one kind of people and sexually attracted to another kind of people, and that usually creates some conflict inside of their head. But I'm here to tell you that that's pretty normal, and you just need to get to know yourself and learn how to deal with it. So let's get started. Mars in Virgo. So Mars in Virgo is a Mars in a mutable earth sign. However, there is also something else that really needs to be considered here, is that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So although Mars in Virgo is supposed to be an earth sign, it has a lot of air quality actually. In reality, it's super airy, super mental. It still has this groundedness and thoroughness of the earth, but it's very mental. Okay, so when it comes to Virgo and their physical energy, it's medium, I would say. It's not like super energetic, like some fire signs, but the most part of the energy is stuck in the head, in the mental space, because it's ruled by Mercury. So they are kind of, I don't know, like stuck between heaven and earth, right? They're stuck between air and earth somehow. So they have a lot of mental energy, a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking actually. That's where the energy goes, to overthinking. But about practical things, about how to do things. So Mars and Virgo people can easily get lost in details, like really lost in details of how do I make a cup of tea, and then like really get lost overthinking about how to do that. And you saw other people might be thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you put so much energy into like some how to do something? But it's exactly this thing of like this mental energy paired with the earth, with wanting to something practical, like physical. And yeah, they just overthink small things of how to do small things. Apart from that, you or other people will not notice that Mars and Virgo people are actually just medium energy levels, because Mars and Virgo people are the most disciplined people you will ever meet in your life. So no matter how much energy they have or don't have, they will make themselves do it. They will get up and they will do it, because you know they will just mentally motivate themselves to do it. They love attention to detail, so sports that are good for them are sports that involve a lot of precision, you know, like arching or ballet or anything that involves like rigidity and precision with your body and attention to detail, because that's what Mars in Virgo loves. Like they love to, I don't know, they're literally like the sinner, like whipping themselves. They somehow kind of, I don't know, it's kind of almost masochistic. They love to punish themselves. Even when it comes, to sports, they love something that is very rigid, but they have to try very hard and be extremely precise. So that's kind of the sports that they will enjoy. But whatever they do, they will do it really well, really perfectly. So they are kind of, they're going to be good at anything, but they won't enjoy everything as much. Just really depends what they get into. But once they start doing something, they will do it perfectly anyways. Okay, so, well, how they do things is already kind of a little intertwined in what I already said. So they will do things perfectly and they won't stop until it is perfect, which is probably never, because they're also extremely self-critical, so things are never perfect enough for them. So they will keep trying and trying until it becomes perfect, and they will never be quite satisfied with the result. And usually they will be forced to stop before they are finished in their own mind, because in their own mind they're actually never finished. They're never feeling like anything is good enough. So they really need to learn to let go and stop and release unfinished things. They have a lot of attention to detail, so they will do things really well, really thoroughly. They will follow each instruction and each rule that you gave them in order to do something. And if they're doing something for themselves, they will gather all the possible information that exists in the metaverse in order to know everything about the thing they're doing, and then they will do it perfectly. I love Virgos. I really do. So they are really they are the perfect worker. They are very fast, very efficient. So that's one thing about the Virgo. All of this kind of perfectionism doesn't even make them slow. I don't know how they do it, but they are fast and efficient and perfect at the same time. I think a lot of people hate Virgos because they're jealous. Because nobody can do things as well and as thoroughly as Virgos can. Plus, they are so helpful. They're really, they have a lot of this serving, giving energy. They just want to do it good for you. If you're their boss, if they're working for you, they just want to do it well for you. They are more dedicated to other people than they are to themselves, even. So they're more motivated to do something really, really well for somebody else than they are for themselves, because they love this feeling of being of help, being of use, being useful to somebody. That's really something that, makes them very satisfied. They're very organized as well. So schedules, deadlines, they will meet it all. Yeah, that's the Mars in Virgo and how they do things. When it comes to conflict, okay, so Mars and Virgo people are practical. So they don't care about emotions here, okay? When there is a conflict, they are looking for a solution, and they honestly are. So while many other Mars signs are just all about winning the argument for themselves or getting back at you or having themselves heard, Mars in Virgo is just constantly thinking about the practical aspect of the whole fight. It's how can we resolve this? What is actually the issue? They're basically just gathering information. So they're really listening. They're really taking everything that happened into consideration, and they are looking for a solution, okay? So they don't even take things personally. If you criticize them or insult them, this is kind of the Mars sign that will never lash out, unless, I will come to that unless in a second, they will never lash out on you, and they will never feel hurt, because nobody is worse to them than they are themselves. In their own head, they're already so mean, so critical to themselves, and they're literally spending the whole days thinking about what's wrong with them and how they can fix it, that nothing somebody else says is gonna be is gonna come as a surprise to them. Whatever you criticize about them, they already know. They already criticized this about themselves. So it's not a surprise. They'll be oh yeah, sure, I know. So there's no way to hurt them, they will even feel like grateful. Like receiving criticism for them is more a sign of love and appreciation than it is something they will perceive as a hurtful thing, because they see it as you appreciate them and you want to help them grow and improve, and that's what they also want to do for themselves and for you. So they will really gladly take your criticism and say, okay, wow, you care, you want me to be a better human, that's why you're criticizing me. On the other hand, they will do the same thing for you. That's how they show you they care. They will criticize you. They will tell you what's wrong with you. And they don't understand why people get pissed off about it. Because, yeah, they're very, very low they have very low emotional reactions. No rage, no anger. You know, it's just all immediately switches to the solution. You know, how can I resolve this? How can I improve? So they're very open to criticism, very open to anything you're going to say, and they're immediately just going to switch to how to solve and improve this. They're not going to go into this like feisty ego fight at all. So conflicts or fights with them can actually be pretty okay, you know, unless you are like stepping on their toe about something that they know they did right and well, which is very rare that a Virgo actually thinks that they did something right and well. But if they do, and you try to fight with them, then they will destroy you, because fighting with a Virgo is impossible. Like I said, they are very thorough, very fast and efficient, and they have all the information. So if they did something, they know everything about what they did. Okay, they have all the info. Or I don't know, if you're fighting about something that happened, they will know every second of this event. They will know all the circumstances. They will know everything. So it's kind of impossible like to fight with them. If they know they are right, they will just like throw a waterfall of words on you, of information about why they are right, and you will not have anything to say, because unless you have a very strong Virgo in your chart too, you will not be able to win this argument, just because you will not have the amount of information that they have about this. So when they do something, they do it really well, and if they are proud of what they did, they have the necessary evidence to support why, and they always know why they're right and why they're not right. So it's hard, but it's the truth. Like, if a Virgo is right, she's right. If she's wrong, or him. Just if a Virgo is right and they just start to defending it, you just need to back off, because they're probably right and you're not. Okay. Yeah, apart from that, they are just very clear and honest in their communication in conflict, and that's something that some people take as an insult. But Virgos, like I said, only mean it well. They just want to help you become a better human and resolve the conflict. That's it. Okay. When it comes to sexuality, Virgos, well, a very special breed. They are serving, like I said before. So they like to please. The problem here is just that they are too mental about it. They're so mental. They take sex like as a skill that they need to learn. They're gonna study it, they're gonna read about it, they're gonna collect all the information about it. They just don't get that this is something that you have to do while you're in your body. You need to feel it, you need to, be present. That's something Virgos don't achieve very well. They don't achieve being present in their body. Often because they're so self-critical that people with Mars Virgo often have a lot of insecurities and self-criticism when it comes to their physical appearance or their body. Even if they look perfectly, they will still have complexes and things that they don't like about themselves. So they will bring this into the whole sexual experience. Like, they will not feel 100% relaxed. The other thing is that they have this conflict in their head that they constantly need to be doing something useful. So when they are in a sexual, like, purely emotional, physical experience, they're like, okay, am I actually like doing something useful here? what is this worth? Am I working? Am I being productive? It's kind of, they almost perceive sex as being a waste of time sometimes. They don't, they don't know if it's worthy their energy. So sometimes it's really hard for them to orgasm or to enjoy, just because they can't come into their body because of all the factors I already described. And it's very easily to lose them. You know, they just like drift off or get disturbed more than anything by little things. Like, I don't know, oh, the window is open, there's a draft, or I don't know, or oh, the painting on the wall is not, straight. This is like things that Mars and Virgo people might tell you in the middle of the act, and you might be like, what the fuck? Like, how do you even get to think about this during our intercourse? So they get turned off easily, like, because they like perfection. So everything that is not perfect around them kind of bothers them. Also, that might translate into also the partner, like everything that is not perfect about you, your body, might bother them, just like it bothers them about themselves. Even if you're fully confident, they might be like, oh, there's a hair on her stomach, that's disgusting. Sorry. So they are the opposing sign of Pisces. So for them, it's very hard to let go and just go with the flow. They need to control the whole situation. They need to decide how it goes. So the easiest way, if you want to really have a good experience with a Virgo in bed, is like, let them control the situation. Let them organize it, let them decide how everything is going to be. Don't try to influence them, because they are only going to enjoy it if everything is exactly the way that they want it. If one thing is off, they're gonna be totally turned off by that tiny one thing that is off. So just invite them to organize and plan everything. Just keep asking them exactly how they want it, and they will tell you. They are honest and direct. They will tell you how they want it and what they want. So that's the way to go with them. Something that can also happen with Virgos is that they like some sub-dom games. You would assume that the sub-dom story would happen with Scorpios or Leos, but actually the most I see the sub-dom theme playing out is on the Virgo-Pisces axis. Because Pisces is the martyr and Virgo is the sadist? I don't know. So these two sometimes tend to really like have this dynamics with other people, or try or enjoy this dynamic. So some sub-dom thing might also be happening here, and Virgo might be on both sides of it, because Virgo both likes to be a sadist, both likes to really control the situation, and likes to serve, to be serving and of use to somebody, and be abused, not really, but like, be there to be used by you. That's kind of something that they might enjoy as well. Also, it's like, like I already said with Taurus, the zodiac signs don't have their name for nothing. So also Virgo, it's the virgin, right? So they have this vibe. They are not relaxed. They're not at ease with sex. They carry this almost Christian guilt inside of them about sex. Like, they need to restrict themselves. They need to control themselves when it comes to sexuality. They just don't feel like they can live this freely for some reason. I don't understand, but it just is that way. And maybe you can confirm or oppose my opinion in your comments. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. But that's what I have to say about Mars and Virgo.